How the 1974 Topps Pete Rose baseball card steamrolled me like Ray Fosse. Pete Rose was an almost mythical figure when I started collecting baseball cards in the early 1980s. For example, my dad used to tell me stories about Rose's exploits with the Cincinnati Reds, even though Dad was never a baseball fan, and Pete had been in Philadelphia for about 5 years by that point. It was relatively easy to find information about Rose in those pre-internet days too, which helped build him up as larger than life in my impressionable mind. He was interviewed and written about in the sporting news and sport. He was all over the pages of hobby publications like Sport Collector's Digest and baseball cards. And he was featured prominently in every baseball card set and subset I came across. Topps, Fleer, Donruss, Topps foldouts, Topps stickers, Fleer stickers, Topps All-Stars, and on and on and on. 4192. Pete was a bona fide legend, and that wasn't the only reason he was getting so much play. No, it was becoming clear that Rose would do whatever it took to hold on long enough to break Ty Cobb's all-time record for career hits, commonly accepted at the time to be 4191. Hence, 4192 became synonymous with Rose and his chase. Given all that, I expected to see Rose around each cardboard and paper corner as I devoured every bit of information I could find out about baseball and baseball cards. But I was a new collector and my world was modern. I wasn't at all prepared for the display case full of old cards that ran me over one day when my parents took me to a junk/antique shop in the next town over when I was about 11. There were cards from the 1950s and 60s with names like Mantle, Mays, Aaron, Clemente, Koufax, and all the other mythical figures I was learning about. It was a mesmerizing sight for young eyes accustomed to thumbing through wax packs filled with round headshots of the 1983 Topps and the bat and glove design of the 1983 Donruss. The best of the best. As mind-blowing as all those golden swaths of cardboard were, though, one card knocked all the others to the side like a raging bowling ball and grabbed me by the throat. The 1974 Topps Pete Rose base card. Of course, I didn't know what issue it was from at first sight, and the card probably looks pretty mundane to modern collectors. After all, 1974 Topps features some of the grainiest photos and one of the more blah designs of the entire decade. But man, Pete looked absolutely perfect in this shot. His laser stare was locked on an unseen pitch rocketing his way. He gripped the bat with both hands, throwing it forward to bunt the ball. His legs were already monitoring towards first base, so confident was he that he'd succeed in his mission. And just in case things didn't work out, Pete's mouth hung open as if he'd take a bite out of the ball if it came to that. This man was throwing his whole being into getting on base for his beloved Cincinnati Reds, and the simple red banner accentuated Rose Cincy's uniform. The whole concoction was a red alert, blood-pumping bundle of baseball grit that was irresistible to a young fan with a burning passion for the game. It was a masterpiece in cardboard for which I gladly plunked down my hard-earned $3.50. A penance to pay for a card that still burns as one of my favorites from the 1970s.